When you think of bagels, you think of New York City. Some people might argue New Jersey or maybe even Montreal. But hey, some people think the world is flat.
That the Earth's flat.
They deserve our condolences, but not our respect.
As a New Yorker, I know a good bagel when I see one.
There are over 202 bagel stores in New York City, according to this amazing website, everythingiseverything.nyc. The data they have on bagels is astounding. Utopia Bagels, which is located in New York City, says they make over 100,000 bagels a week.
Here's my second fridge. Again, you have racks of bagels, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have close to 8,000 more bagels.
Now, we all know quantity does not equal quality. Let's figure out how bagels made their way to the United States. The first written mention of a bagel occurs in the city of Krakow, Poland in 1610. The Bagel, a surprising history of a modest bread, written by Maria Balinsky, presents a tale that has been passed down through the ages. King Jan Sobieski ruled Poland, and he allowed Jewish bakeries to open and run. He also saved Austria from Turkish invaders during the 1683 Battle of Vienna, a little bit more important. But apparently a baker who wanted to honor this king was aware of his love for horses, so he shaped the dough into a circle, called it a bugle, which is Austrian for stirrup. Or was it the Germans? They were migrating into Poland and they brought pretzel. Pretzels and bagels are both boiled, and when you put a hole in it, they call it a aubergonic. They exploded in popularity when Queen Jadwiga ate this delicious treat. Now, these are both stories. Who knows? Maybe two people put bread in a circle, put a hole in the middle, boiled it. Fast forward to the 1800s, and what we do know is that bagels started to make their way into this portion of New York City from Jewish immigrants. They started off as filling treats composed of water, salt, barley, yeast, malt syrup, not jalapeno or cheddar, and certainly not rainbow. Then in 1930, a trade union was founded, the Bagel Bakers Local 338. This was an important time. 300 bagel craftsmen joined together in Manhattan, establishing standards for bagel production by hand. They mandated that new spots in the union be handed down to sons of existing members. Now, this was a powerful group. It was a big deal back in the day. And think what you want about unions, but bagel baking and bread making, and it was a harsh job. It was hot. They started early, and this enabled them to have a good wage. And really, the union was just trying to protect the craft and protect the bagel. Bagel Bakers Local 338 ran strong for many, many years. This is documented very well. They fought technology and big business. They went on strike numerous times.
Hey, no bagels, no bagels, no bagels.
Sometimes for higher wages. Eventually, in the 1960s, America, Dan Thompson, who is actually Canadian, invented the Thompson bagel machine. Then Lender's Bagels in New Haven, Connecticut started using the machines in 1962 to help turn the bagel into a readily available commodity. Do you want them faster? Yes. Do you want them cheaper? Yes. Well, that's not fast enough, because your hands, they can't make bagels fast enough for all the people that need the bagel. Quality? Did you just say quality? I want to use argon, monoglycerides, vegetable oil. Freeze them? Pre-slice them? Yes. More preservatives? They preserve you. By 1971, preservatives and freezers won. The Bagel Bakers Union 338 was no longer. I'm not trying to be a bagel snob and say we need to hand make all of our bagels.
Bagels?
I'm just trying to say a bagel came from this place of love and craftsmanship, and we've kind of distorted it into this cheap, easy, high gluten, carbo-loaded kind of meal.
Bagels and donuts.
Now, in New York City, only a few bagel shops withstood the test of time. We were lucky enough to go see one. What's happening? We're back in New York City. We're gonna try to find the best bagel.
Yum.
Russ and Daughters. Joel Russ was a Jewish Polish immigrant who came to New York City in 1907.
Been here for over 100 years, and the first business in America to have daughters instead of sons at the end of their name.
When you walk into the small, narrow shop, you can feel the history. The shop is buzzing with people, no nonsense type of people behind the counter, trying to get your food as fast as you can. Told Russ he actually spent 7 years peddling a barrel of herring before he even got to the horse and cart. Then he sold appetizers and fish in the horse and buggy until he opened up his first brick and mortar store in 1914, which is just around the corner, and the location we're in now opened in 1920. So we are going to see what this is all about. The experience is not about the ambiance, music, atmosphere, and a warm welcome. It's about getting some damn good food the New York City way. Fast, but also not neglecting quality.
Can I do no capers?
Tomatoes, onion, cabbage, if you say. If you don't say nothing, I don't do nothing.
Oh, tomato. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bike line.
Do you really want to know?
Do we really want
Do
to?
you really
$50?
No.
Okay.
46.
46. 2 bagels and some dried fruit. Let's go taste it. Wow. So you want to notice the ratio of salmon and tomato to the ratio of bagel. So far that looks good. Bagel's crispy, we got it toasted. I wish it was a little warmer, but you know, the whole process to actually get to this point, to this shot, it took a minute. So here we go. 100 years in business. Wow. I mean, you can taste the salmon, the cream cheese. I haven't had something like that in a long time. If ever. This is worth the wait. Debatable on the price, but hey, you got to pay for good things. So far, I'm ranking this pretty high. We'll see how Utopia stacks up.
Why are New York City bagels so special anyway? I mean, there's all this talk about the water being softer. You know, it's from the Catskills, it comes down, the pH balance, the chemistry, the science, and there's massive amount of articles and studies on this, and people way smarter than myself saying that it might provide a little bit of help to bagels and pizza in New York City. But I don't think that's the full story. I was on a coffee tour in Colombia, one of the coffee meccas of the world. We arrived at this beautiful coffee farm. I'm in the middle of the jungle, and we were greeted with a fresh, dark, black, rich cup of Colombian coffee. We sipped it, we enjoyed it. We spent the next 4 hours learning about the coffee process. At the end of the tour, we were asked, again, how do we like that very first cup of coffee? Oh yeah, it was great. We all really enjoyed it. Turns out that was their worst quality coffee. Usually those beans get thrown away. That's the gas station coffee. But as a tourist, we were enamored with the farm, Colombia, the jungle, the feel. So we thought, this coffee is great. Oh, this coffee is amazing, because we were in a jungle in Colombia drinking the coffee, and it's supposed to be good. Bagels taste better in New York City because you are in New York City eating a bagel. And, you know, they started there and they make really good bagels. But what takes it over the top is because you're in New York City. You're supposed to be good. There are tons of other New York City bagel shops. 201 other bagel shops, according to everythingiseverything.nyc. But I wanted to compare the old school Russ and Daughters with the new school Utopia Bagels. Utopia Bagels was founded in 1981. That's like 75 years after Russ and Daughters, so maybe even a little bit more if you count his time on the street. Scott and Anthony founded the company, and damn, do they do a good job of telling a story about how good their bagel is.
Ask me these questions. When, how much, this and that. And the answer I tell it when it's ready. There's a cylinder that just keeps pumping it and pumping it and pumping it.
Bravado and confidence mixed with a deep, natural New York accent. I mean, come on, show me the bagels. If Russ and Daughters was full of charm and history, Utopia is like a 1990s diner meets a fast food restaurant. And I don't mean that to be insulting. It also doesn't score very high when it comes to the welcoming vibe. But hey, that's all part of the New York experience.
A lot going on. I think I counted like 20 employees in the back, and it's just non-stop action here. We found a little nook. I'm excited to take the first bite. We got the ratio of salmon to bagel here. I had less bagel and more salmon and cream cheese than the original Russ and Daughters. So it's good. My heart's telling me Russ and Daughters. It's the original. It's been around for longer.
Before we get to the winner, the lesson here is to seek out people who develop, work, and take an extreme interest in their craft. Hand rolling a bagel takes skill, boiling a bagel based on the pH balance of the water. Baking with precision, accuracy, and using high quality ingredients takes effort. You could buy a frozen bagel that was injected with steam to simulate the boiling process, but when you have a bagel made correctly, you realize why the immigrants from Poland brought this over. Virtuosity is the art of becoming uncommonly good at the common. We need more of that. So go out, get a hand-rolled, boiled bagel, eat it warm, get whatever you want on top of it. You will notice the difference. Just make sure you're eating it in New York City.
But this bagel and the combination of the salmon and cream cheese, it tastes a little better. So Utopia wins, but Russ and Daughters still has my heart. Yeah, we're trying to get a real New Yorker's reaction. Hear that? New Yorker? From New York?
Yes.
Okay, it's from New York. He's gonna try the salmon and lox and get tell me what he thinks. We're gonna get the napkin ready. Eddie, born and raised here?
Yes.
Okay. It's good. Okay, okay. And it's proves, right? I mean, that's what I thought. I was like, a kid, that'd be good. The cream cheese. We didn't get the capers. I'm not a huge fan. Would you be a capers guy? Or
No.
No.
I'm simple. Just bagel and cream cheese.
Simple. We got some salmon on it. Awesome. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Nice. Enjoy. Thanks. Made the video.
Thanks for watching. Bagels.